Hi, I'm Sidonie Sansom. I'm a Kappa Omicron member of AOII, and I graduated from Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. I'll start kind of from the beginning. So after I graduated from college, I planned to go to grad school, so I wanted to save money and do it all at one time. So I moved to Kodiak, Alaska. That's where the money was, and instead I found out about the Coast Guard. So I've never managed to complete grad school. I keep trying, but I never quite get through it. So I joined the Coast Guard, applied in Kodiak, moved back to Nashville, finished the application process, went to Officer Candidate School in Yorktown, Virginia, and from there I applied to flight school. And I had wanted to fly C-130s because that's what everybody I knew flew in Kodiak, and went to flight school with the Navy in Pensacola, Florida. And I got my first helicopter ride by accident, and I couldn't find a phone fast enough to say, you must change me to fly helicopters, because it was so much fun. Only later I found out that the smart people all wanted to fly fixed-wing aircraft so they could go fly for the airlines. And it didn't matter. I had so much fun in helicopters. It was a wonderful career. Nothing beats the high of being able to save somebody. So I did that for 20 years and then retired from the Coast Guard. I was in San Francisco at the time. Jumped the fence and worked at San Francisco International Airport for a year doing emergency planning, emergency operations. And then a job at the Port of San Francisco opened up. I applied for that. Never thought I'd get it because I kept following all these people that would have Homeland Security tattooed on their backs. And it was the Director of Homeland Security was the title. They hired me, and I was there for almost 12 years doing security and emergency operations and just really getting the port prepared to respond in an emergency because we live in a huge earthquake-prone area, one of our biggest threats. And then this job at the transit center came up, so I worked for Transbay Joint Powers Authority, which was chartered to design and build and run the transit center, and eventually bring in California high-speed rail into the bottom level of that. So I've been doing that for almost 2 years. It's a pretty amazing project. You're standing in a $2.2 billion building. From my perspective, they designed it and built it with security in mind. And so for the average person that walks in here, it just looks like a really beautiful building, but it's a very safe and secure building. And so we prize the security and the safety that we can provide to the public on a normal day and on a bad day if we were to have that big earthquake. And then just also the visitor experience, because it's a beautiful area. We'll have retail when we're fully open, and we just are looking forward to getting an operation and bringing the public in. So I've been sort of blessed in my career. I fell into security by accident and have enjoyed it. So I went from wanting to be a history professor to flying helicopters for the Coast Guard and doing emergency operations, and then at the airport doing emergency operations and learning security, and then at the port doing emergency operations but much more security, and here it's almost all security. So there is a career path. I just didn't plan any of it. It just happened to me. The Coast Guard nominated me to be listed as one of the 100 Heroes of Aviation, and that was for my work in Antarctica. So the first female officer in charge, first all-female flight crew. It was an amazing experience. I got to meet all my childhood heroes because I'd always wanted to fly, and so my parents would keep my brother and I home from school, get us up early, let us stay up late to watch all the Apollo astronauts. And so to actually meet them at Kitty Hawk was just amazing. And a lot of the other people that were there, there were a lot from every decade. They selected 2 people, and they just think differently as a group of people. I don't think that they see limits. They just see challenges to overcome, and it was fascinating for me to just be in the middle of that group and see how they interacted. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was an amazing experience to be able to do that. I was very honored and humbled, and I sort of felt like I somehow got snuck in there and somebody's going to go, "You, what are you doing here?" I was just humbled to be in the group of people, because when I read about the people that receive these awards, and when I was up on the stage at Rhodes with the other alums that were getting awards, they're just amazing women in their field. There were some men there as well, but I just found it very interesting to talk with them and realize that we can kind of achieve whatever we want to as long as we prepare and work toward it. And one of the things that I think all three of those awards have in common is that somebody that I knew nominated me. And so we don't get anywhere on our own. And so having that base, that group of people that believe in us and support us, is just critical. I kind of look at a trajectory of life, and I don't feel like I've topped out yet. I don't know when I'll top out. Maybe it'll be right before I die. Hopefully that will be true. But I think as long as we're able to do what we love, that we're able to give back, that the best is yet to come. I think it kind of goes back to the connection with the awards, that it's the relationships that I've made, because I couldn't have done any of the work that I did without other people helping me, partnering with me, being willing to trust me to do that. AOII is a really neat organization, and I love the values the founders set and are still being carried through today. And so I think it's the sisterhood part. There's so much in this world that can tear us apart, especially right now with politics and the world situation. And so to have a group of sisters that are there to support you and that you can support, it's just, it's invaluable. Gosh, my greatest AOII memory. Hanging out with my sisters, sometimes really not doing anything. We would have breakfasts every once in a while, and the house, have parties, a few practical jokes here and there. I don't think that the statute of limitations has yet expired on those, but really just hanging out with the sisters and doing things with them. Well, I think you talk about quality time with kids.
Yeah.
I think that it's time. You know, it doesn't have to be quality, it just needs to be time. It means sharing where you are, how you've gotten there, share the stage, help other people to achieve whatever they want to achieve. I don't think that ambition is a dirty word. A lot of times I hear it is. But I think we have to be ambitious in our life with whatever that we're interested in. But at the same time, I think that we have to give back. So great responsibility, great reward, it's all wrapped in together. I would say be yourself. When I was in flight school, I would wear fingernail polish and perfume, and I would walk in front of these big, huge fans that they had in Northwest Florida on a hot summer day, and all the guys would be sitting there going, "What is that horrible smell?" You have to be true to yourself. And if it's wearing nail polish and coloring your hair some odd color that is not natural, then do it, but be true to yourself. Professionally, you need to be confident and you need to be competent. So I'd heard just recently that confidence is more important than competence in getting your message across. I'm not sure that I completely agree with that, but I think they're completely intertwined. You can't be confident if you're not being true to yourself and if you're not competent. But if you know what you're doing and you know it's the right thing, then be confident about it. Try to bring people along, try to help them out. I really believe in giving back, paying it forward. It's going to come back to you, and then you'll have people that you're helping as they go forward in their career as well.